We are recording from, this is Rye. I've never seen Rye before. That's him. You gotta look
We've
at
done this at least once before.
Yeah, but I didn't post that one.
Alright. Hi.
Okay, so we're recording from the fertility doctor's parking lot. We're here for our second fertility, or our second follicle scan, because the first one on Sunday, which was cycle day 12, it was like a good one, bad one.
Right.
So the good news was that we had 4 follicles that were in good shape. And what was the bad news?
They were all too small.
They were too small. So they were, the biggest one measured at 11 by 17 was just 14 millimeters. And then they were all probably in the 11 and 12 millimeter range from there. So we've waited a few days. Today's cycle day 15, hoping, praying, whatever, that they are bigger today. And then we get to trigger. I've been doing OPKs every day since cycle day 9. And not a solid line in sight in the least. So yeah, that is the update. Sorry, I'm playing with my brain.
If we don't go inside, we're going to be late.
We're gonna be late. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we are back. And good news, bad news, again. I'll do bad news, you do good news. So you go first. Well,
We were able to get the shot today.
Ah, you spoiled it at the very beginning.
That was the good news, though.
The good news was that the follicle grew. We should have talked about this beforehand. So, we had 4 follicles on Sunday. We are down to 1 viable candidate, 3 smaller babies. The one big follicle was 20 by 20, so like 20.
20 by 19.
20 by 19. And it ended up being just 20 millimeters is what she said. And then we had one guy that was 15.
14 by 17.
Right, but the bottom one is what we care about. So just over 15. And then like one other one that she barely even measured. I was a little bit nervous because she kept looking for my lining and like, why are you searching for it? It's normally like, boom, there's my lining. So that makes me nervous. But we did get to shoot the trigger, or they shot me with the trigger, however that works. That was like a non-event. I was really, really nervous for the shot, actually. And it was upper butt cheek, like hip. And it didn't really hurt. I have heard people have like itchiness and stuff at the infections or injection site, so I will let you know. But 2-week wait. I've never had one of these before. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Could you look more excited? Hi guys. It is early in the morning. I think it's like 5:30. And today is 1 DPT, 1 day post trigger, 1 DPO, 1 day post ovulation. I don't know. I triggered yesterday and I know I want to test out the trigger, so I figured I'd bring you along. This is my, there's a fuzzy on it. This is my ovulation test. I don't know if the camera's gonna focus on that. But that is literally the 2 strongest lines I have ever gotten in these 3 years of TTC. Like, when I first, so we triggered yesterday at 8 a.m. Well, 8:30. And then at work yesterday afternoon, I just wanted to see if it had like processed through my body yet. So around 5:30, I took an ovulation test at work, and those 2 lines popped up so fast, and I literally was carrying it around like a prize, like a medal, because I've literally just never gotten one of those before. And I don't know, I don't know how, like, I mean, I guess for someone who maybe ovulates regularly and has a really regular cycle, probably this is not so exciting, but for a PCOS girl like me who has not ovulated on record in 3 years, I can't even tell you. This is like big stuff. So, this morning I also took a pregnancy test. Just one of the cheapy Wanfo ones. Just because we're testing out the trigger. And when I take the test, or earlier than I'm supposed to, I'm sure, I want to know whether it's the trigger or not. So we're testing it out. So, I don't know if you can see this, but there is definitely a second line. If I put it like in front of my face. Yeah, second line. I will post a clip of like a close-up of them. But that's all for this morning. We'll see how tomorrow looks. Hi guys, good morning. Oh, that is an early morning voice. Today is 2 days past trigger, and I'm gonna show you my tests. I am taking both an OPK for the LH hormone and a pregnancy test. So I don't know. I've seen people testing out the trigger with both, and I'm getting very different results. So maybe until they normalize, I'm gonna keep doing both. This is a very positive ovulation strip. This is like still every time I see one, for the last 3 days I've seen one, and every time it's just like, ooh, I get butterflies in my stomach. Because I've never gotten one of those, and I know I already said that, but I can't stop myself. And then this is a pregnancy test. And it's gonna have to focus way better on this guy for you to see anything. Come on. Let me try. Oh, probably gonna have to do it in the picture. I don't think you can tell here. But that's like a hardly, barely there line. Hi guys, good morning. It is early, it's 6 a.m. and I am, today is 4 days, or 3 days post trigger. Math is hard. And here are my tests. I don't know if you can tell this way, but I'll insert footage either way. Definitely still a positive OPK, and a very faint line left on the HCG pregnancy test. So the trigger should be almost out of my system. I am like a little surprised that the OPK is still so positive, because that is a pretty firm line. But if I had to guess, I'd guess that the pregnancy test will start being negative in like 2 days. We shall see. I am getting so impatient. I literally am only 3 days post trigger. It is way too early to be this impatient. And yet here I am, being like waiting for day 14 to show up. I am trying to decide now, once I get a pregnancy, or a totally negative pregnancy test, will I stop and then wait till day 14? We shall see. Bye. Good morning, guys. I totally forgot to film yesterday after I peed on a stick. So today is 5 days post trigger. This is a strip from 4 days post trigger. You're not gonna be able to see that. It is the faintest of faintest red lines, but there is still one. And here is today, 5 days post trigger, and again, faintest of faintest little lines. So based on that, I would guess that I should probably be seeing a negative by, today's Tuesday, maybe like Thursday or Friday, which would be 8 days post trigger. We shall see. I mean, I won't lie to you and tell you that the hopeful part of me isn't thinking like maybe it's just gonna stay positive, because maybe. But the logical side of me is still there, I promise. And we'll see what happens. What is that? I did also I'm still taking the OPKs because it's interesting to me to see how long this is like this is yesterday's. Whatever, I'm not gonna even try and get it to focus. But yesterday's looks like, is like the last day that it looked anywhere remotely positive. Today's looks pretty negative. So that is the update there. See you tomorrow. I forgot to mention, I don't know if it's ghost symptoms because I want them to be there or something, but I am definitely, yesterday I was walking around and I just felt like tightness, like in my ovaries or something. Like it just felt like something was happening down there. And granted, I haven't had a regular period or ovulation or anything in a long time, so, but this is not like normal period pains. Like it wasn't cramps, it was just like tight and kind of sore. So I don't know, and I've been so tired, but I think my life also just is pretty exhausting at the moment, so who knows. Okay, now I'm really gone. See you tomorrow. Hi guys, good morning. Today is cycle day 22 and 6 days post trigger. This morning I tested again. I don't know if you can see that. That is pretty negative pregnancy test. That would be my first officially negative pregnancy test, which would mean the HCG is officially out of my system. And then this is the OPK. Come on, focus. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not like the most negative, but I don't think that's positive. So I've been feeling some cramping officially. I don't know if this is PMS cramping. This might be the first time I get my period regularly, I don't know, over a year. So that would suck. But I just got my first negative pregnancy test, so I haven't decided if I'm going to keep testing until I get a positive one, or if I'm just going to wait 7 days, because that would be 14 days post trigger, and go from there. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's crazy. I didn't think it would bother me to see that one negative pregnancy test, but this whole thing is a mindfuck. I've been saying that all along. Anyway, that is all I've got for today. I will see you guys tomorrow, maybe. Good morning. Today is cycle day 23 and 8 days post trigger. 8 days post trigger. I'm officially, today's my last day testing until 14 days post trigger, because I have a fully 100%, no question about it, negative pregnancy test that you're not going to be able to see. I will take a picture of it below, as always. So, testing out the trigger is complete. I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't having any feelings with a capital F right now, because, and like scientifically I know this is not how this works, but because infertility is a mindfuck, I definitely had hopes that it would just stay positive the whole time and I would never see a negative pregnancy test, and then that would be it. We'd be done. Obviously this doesn't mean that I'm not pregnant. We'll find out in less than a week, but I'd be really lying if I didn't say I'm feeling super disheartened at the moment. As luck would have it, our 14 days post-trigger, or 2 weeks essentially from, 14 days post-trigger, is the morning that we leave for a quick-ish trip to Maui with my family. I think our flight is at like 6 a.m., which means we're going to be waking up at like 4 a.m. So I'm either going to take the test then, or when we land in Maui, maybe I'll wait till the next day. I doubt it. But yeah, that's a lot of other stuff going on. So I don't know if that's better or worse, but it is what it is. That's it. Thank you for watching my trigger process. I hope this was helpful for any of you. I think in the grand scheme of things, there was no way that I could not test out the trigger. Like, I'm just too curious a person, and it made me feel like I was doing something at least, so it helped a little bit with pushing off the crazies. The crazies I think are going to begin right now, over the next like 6 days. But it's also kind of a mind fuck to see those positive lines and then have them go away. So that is my testing out the trigger experience. Thank you for following along as always. Thank you for your kind comments and Instagram messages. I love that you guys are following me there. I am feeling especially brave because I've shown this version of my face every morning, and some were better than others, to be honest. But thank you for coming along with me on this journey. Please subscribe down below.